will set their defense. Carlos Carreño is in left. Herwins Corrales is in center. Arturo Acacio is in right. Iran Paez at third. Yeter Chirinos and Jorge Lima up the middle, a duo that will be called on today multiple times. John Zambrano at first. Rafael Flores with his 4 home runs does the catching today. And it's Carlos Uchero getting the start over left-handed Eric Urbanea. It's Uchero's 3rd appearance. That's it here on the week.
Should be a great ball game. Stay tuned to the full day of preps here. Sports Canada TV and Ballpark Broadcasting will bring you the full day of streaming all day. Stay with us. This is championship weekend.
Absolutely, Joe. A huge day. The next 3 games here on Diamond 1, all going to be dandies. We've got Venezuela and the U.S. right now. Then we've got Canada and Japan coming up at 4:30 local time. And tonight it's going to be a big one, especially for the folks down under. It's Australia against New Zealand. Thousands expected to be tuned in for that one.
Should be a big day here. The park is starting to fill up. The stands are filling up. Great day here for weather-wise. Skies are blue, but so a little puffy clouds, but going to be a great day.
Absolutely. A high of 20 Celsius here today in Whitehorse. And 20 Celsius here feels a little bit warmer than it does in other parts of North America because we are surrounded by mountains. We certainly capture the heat down here at field level. So it'll be Bryce Kay leading things off for the U.S. Plays center field today. And Matt Ratliff, who's been the leadoff hitter for much of the week, moves down to the 7th spot as Kay will be the leadoff hitter in this playoff game.
Kind of surprising because Ratliff did have that two-run home run to get the lead for that big victory.
Kay with just 1 hit on the tournament, his on-base percentage .273. And he takes a rise ball on the inner half from Carlos Uchero for strike 1. Uchero comes into this game 2-0 in his 2 appearances, 1 start, 6 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 5 hits, just 1 run. That was earned. 9 strikeouts facing 22 batters. And, Joe, the story of this game, I think, is going to be which team can shut down the other's offense as both have been putting the ball in play, putting up runs this week.
Exactly. The pitching staffs are going to be called upon to make all the right pitches at the right time. Both these teams have loaded lineups here.
The 0-2 from Uchero. He goes up and away, and Kay will let that go for ball number 1. Uchero is a hard-throwing right-hander, a contrast from the crafty Urbanea. Foul back by Bryce Kay. 3rd team on the field today, Joe. Home plate umpire is Tony Kaiaruna from New Zealand. Peter Kluzinski of Canada at first. Galip Sonmez of Germany is at second base. Mark Porteous of New Zealand at third. The 2 off-field officials are from Canada. Gary Skirvin handling the substitutions. Daryl Helmer is running the 20-second pitch clock. We'll change up from Uchero, and now the count is even at 2-2.
Bryce Kay with his back foot right on that line. Real wide stance at the plate.
A drop ball that cuts the corner off the plate. Bryce Kay goes down looking, out number 1 in the top of the 1st inning.
Great pitch there by Uchero, picking that inside corner. Got to be aggressive with 2 strikes on the batter here for these U.S. team. Yesterday they got caught looking 4 times in that big game against South Africa at very crucial times too.
Derek Zekman comes in here, having a very good tournament both offensively and defensively. A little bit surprised that Kevin Castillo gets the start over him at third today, but both capable third basemen.
Yeah, both those bats are going to be in the lineup somewhere.
Rise ball chopped foul. Count is 1-1 to Derek Zekman. as you hear the 2 o'clock flight going overhead. Swing and a miss on the rise ball. Zekman in a hole 1 and 2. And it'll be important for the pitchers today, Joe, to stay ahead in the count. Uchero's done that through the first 2 batters.
Exactly, yes. There was a nice high drop there. Ball dropped about 4 inches right from the letters down to the hips.
Rise ball fouled back. Zekman 2 for 11, so 2 guys at the top of the order with a combined 3 hits here in the tournament.
Yeah, that top part of the order has to start producing. Got some big bangers in the middle, so they got to drive those leadoff guys in. They have to be there, though, first.
Zekman takes it low. Flores trying to bring it up. Rafael Flores, one of the most, if not the most accomplished catcher here in the tournament, Joe. We've seen him pick runners off first and second base against New Zealand.
Yeah, good team leader for this team, well respected amongst his team and amongst the peers here at the other teams.
Zekman sends this into right field. It's going back. It's going to get down, 1 hop the fence. Zekman is around second, and he will hold up as Ocasio gets the ball back in. And what a time for Derek Zekman to pick up his 3rd hit of the tournament.
Zekman willing to take that outside pitch by Uchero the opposite way and drive that ball down that right field line.
And now here come the big boppers for Team USA as Zekman discards his padding. Eric Ochoa, Joe, 5 for 14. He's got a home run and 4 RBIs.
He is a tough out at the plate.
Ochoa was injured in game number 1 of the tournament, bounced back, and has been in the U.S. lineup for the rest of the week. Ochoa will turn 30 in August. Flores wants it down. It was down, but it was also outside for a ball.
Going to be very careful with Ochoa here. Going to have to pick the corners of that plate.
Americans, Joe, lucky last night to get out of that game with a win over South Africa. We're trailing 3-0 with 2 outs in the 7th before providing a massive comeback and went on to win in extra innings.
Very dramatic come from behind victory there.
High and tight for a ball on Ochoa. See Canadian flags draped around the back of the backstop in case anyone didn't know who the host team was. The Canadian fans were here early, staking out their spots in the stands. That's a low rise ball in for a strike at the top of the zone. 2-2 count on the power hitting left fielder. Derek Zekman's the runner at second with a 1-out double to right.
This is the big pitch.
Foul back. Cleanup hitter Tyler Dudley on deck. For the Americans, it was Dudley last night and all week who was providing a spark. Well up and out. Full count now, Ochoa. Winner of this game, Joe, will play the loser of the Australia-New Zealand game, which is our nightcap here tonight.
Being very careful with Ochoa, but he's worked himself into a full count now and throwing a lot of pitches here.
Check swing, and they're going to say that was inside. Ochoa draws a walk. Uchero doesn't necessarily agree with the call from Tony Kaiaruna.
The United States have worked themselves in a good spot here. 2 runners on base here with just 1 out early in the game.
Dudley comes in 6 for 18. He's got 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. He's having a wonderful World Championship. First pitch is a rise ball high for a ball. We talked about the U.S. hitters being on their game today and so far not chasing the hard stuff from Uchero.
Good plate discipline so far.
This drop ball is sent fair down the third base line into the corner. Zekman is around to score, and Tyler Dudley has a 1-out RBI double.
Dudley pulled that ball down that line. Driving in the first run of the game, Derek Zekman, who was at second base.
And that keeps the train moving for Kevin Castillo. And right away, we're going to get a mound visit from head coach Luis Russo of Team Venezuela.
Well, as we said, there's no tomorrow, so these coaching staffs are making the moves that they have to make early in the game.
Eric Urbanea is up in the Venezuelan bullpen. Venezuela deciding to go with the hard-throwing Uchero instead of the spinner Urbanea, who beat Venezuela the other night. And so far, the American hitters having no trouble with the heat of Carlos Uchero.
2 doubles and a walk. Manufactured that first run.
So that brings up Castillo with 2 runners in scoring position, 1 away in the top of the first inning. First pitch is inside to Castillo. Castillo got the rally started last night against South Africa. Swing and a miss for a strike, 1-1.
Big full cut there.
With 2 out in the 7th inning, Kevin Castillo went deep. Then Matt Ratliff tied it 2 batters later. To get the USA into this game, the reward is facing Venezuela fouled straight back. And of course, Joe, Venezuela have not lost a game on the field this week.
Yeah, just lost the 1 game on paper. They were unable to field a team that very first day because of passport and visa issues. So they lost that first game 7-0 on paper to Japan.
And we didn't know if they were going to be here at all. But they have shown up, and they've been very, very good. 1-2 count to Dudley. Or check that, Castillo. Matt Palazzo, who's been batting 3rd in the order most of the week, waits on deck in the 6th spot.
Umpire Tony Chiarino keeping an eye on that back foot of Castillo.
Low and inside, and Kevin Castillo has worked a full count.
A lot of pitches thrown here by Uchero.
Castillo didn't have to leave his time zone to be here. He's from California. And will not chase the rise ball, so again, patience from the American hitters. Now bases loaded for Matt Palazzo from Des Moines, Iowa. Palazzo and Flores play on the same club team, and they have for the last few years.
I would imagine the management of the Venezuelan team has turned Urbanea to turn it up a notch, just kind of get ready. I can't believe that they have not made a move already.
Swing and a miss, and as I look over my shoulder, it's either Pineda and Maker Pimentel who are throwing down there. Urbanea has actually sat down.
Well, it's all hands on deck here now.
Swing and a miss, Palazzo in a hole 0-2 as Uchero kind of fell off the mound a little bit, trying to put a little more behind it.
Palazzo, the team captain of this USA team.
Chance for the Americans to break it open in the top of the first. Flores going way outside. Check swing. He didn't hold it. And Matt Palazzo is down on 3 pitches. Bringing up Matt Ratliff. And it was Ratliff, Joe, who tied the game, breaking the hearts of the South Africans last night.
Yes, big clutch, big power hit, driving that park out by the clock in center field.
And
scoreboard, sorry.
Uchero has turned it up now. Swing and a miss and a couple of gasps from the fans in attendance as Uchero's got that right shoulder loosened up.
Could be a big turning point in the game.
That's a drop ball outside, right where Flores wanted it, maybe a little bit too far, but they were able to get Palazzo to chase last at bat. Just off the plate, 2-1.
Home plate umpire Tony Cairino is not given the outside pitch. He's given the inside twice now.
Flores moves inside. And there it is, strike 2. Some fans thinking that might have been low in the zone or lower than the zone. 2-2 count on Matt Ratliff. He chops it in front of first base. Uchero underhands it to Zambrano. And Team Venezuela get out of a jam, just allowing 1 on the RBI Tyler Dudley double. The USA sends 7 batters to the plate and carry a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the first.
Located throughout the park. And for your safety, please be aware that during the course of play, softballs can be thrown and hit into the stands. Please be careful as softballs can travel at a high rate of speed. Please do not throw them back onto the field of play and find a volunteer to pass the ball to.
Back here at the Pepsi Center, Whitehorse, Yukon, Chris Abbott and Joe Todd on Sports Canada TV in partnership with Ballpark Broadcasting to bring you every inning of every game at the 2017 World Men's Softball Championship. This inning, the bottom of the first, will see Venezuela send Herwins Corrales to the plate, followed by Iran Paez. Yeter Chirinos bats third, Rafael Flores bats fourth, Jorge Lima batting fifth. 3, 4, 5 hitters in this lineup each have 4 home runs apiece. Luigi Pinto bats sixth in the DP role. Carlos Carreño seventh. Big John Zambrano batting eighth, with right fielder Arturo Acasio batting ninth. Defensively for the Americans, Eric Ochoa is in left. Bryce Kay there on your screen in center field. Matt Ratliff is out in right. Kevin Castillo at third. Chris Heinlein at short. Tyler Dudley at second base. Matt Palazzo mans the first base position. Nick Mullins behind the plate for Tony Mancha, who will get his 4th start of the tournament, his 5th appearance. He's got 20 innings punched, including 8 yesterday against South Africa. Mancha's given up 16 hits, 13 runs, 10 of them earned, 40 strikeouts, and opponents are hitting .213 against the hard-working right-hander.
He is the workhorse on this team. He's the go-to guy. He loves this heat, too. So he'll be called upon whatever it takes to get through this game. Through a great 8 innings yesterday, 19 strikeouts on the books against South Africa.
Corrales having a good tournament, 6 for 16. He's got a home run and 7 RBIs, so some pop out of the leadoff spot. And he says no thank you to that first drop ball from Tony Mancha. First batter singles hard up the middle, and Corrales gets things started for Team Venezuela, Joe, who have been the best hitting team here in the tournament.
Yes, the team batting average for Venezuela, 73 for 168, a 435 team batting average. Their power is 1 through 9.
Brings up Iran Paez, the third baseman, and it'll be interesting to see what Mancha has left. Jeremy Manley is already getting loose in the American bullpen, although Manley's only thrown 8 innings, dealing with some injury and performance issues here this week.
This first inning is going to be so important.
Paez slaps it out to right, but right at Matt Ratliff, so quickly one away now for Team Venezuela. Brings up the flashy Yetur Chirinos.
Great defensive positioning there by Ratliff. Paez had a tendency of going that way all week, slapping that ball and then punching it.
Chirinos hitting .350 here in the World Championship. Hard swing at the first pitch rise ball.
They do not get cheated.
Oh, this Venezuelan team is very good with the sticks, right up there with the Canadians, New Zealanders, Australians. Doesn't chase the second one, though. Chirinos, just unbelievably quick bat speed as he fouls that pitch to the screen.
Are you surprised they're not in a bunt situation, or are you just going to give them the green light all day?
Oh, there's no way you're batting Chirinos, Flores, or Lima in this game. Venezuela have succeeded by swinging the bats this week. Two and two count on the number 3 hitter, Yetur Chirinos. And he chases out of the zone, strike 3. And Kairuna, we saw this from Kairuna earlier in the tournament. He's quick to ring up the batter, even though coaches would certainly like to see them check down at first base.
Tough call there, but Chirinos did go a little bit out to the plate. I guess it's a big decision whether that bat crossed the plate. That's what the umpire has to measure that on.
Brings up Rafael Flores. 2 down, Corrales on first with a leadoff single. That is a wild pitch from Mancha, and Corrales moves into scoring position. Oh. Quick check down by Mullins, very sneaky. Flores looks back and says, hey, that's the kind of thing I'd do. Learning from the best, those guys teammates on the North American club scene. Flores chases high out of the zone, and he has a little smile and walks away to collect himself.
Mancha has to be very careful now since he had that wild pitch, and now we have that runner in scoring position.
Venezuela looking to answer back after giving up one in the top. Again, Mancha goes high. Flores not chasing this time, says, okay, now I'm expecting a drop ball after 3 rise balls.
First base is open, too, so he's going to be careful.
They go inside, and Flores spanks this ball deep and gone. Rafael Flores with his tournament leading, tied with Tyrone Bartarillo, 5th home run. Venezuela is back in front.
You cannot make a mistake to Rafael Flores. He made that mistake, got into a tie count, and then had to come at him. Rafael Flores read that pitch and drove it over that left field fence.
That's about a 350-foot home run from Rafael Flores. He absolutely smashed that Mizuno into left field. So the bases loaded, 1-out situation that was squandered by the Americans comes back to haunt them right away. Rafael Flores, a 2-run shot. Jorge Lima up now. And Mancha loses that ball entirely as it crossed the third baseline about 10 feet up.
Sometimes that type of pitch is just required, especially after hitting that home run. Let's throw the batter off a bit.
You think that was on purpose? I don't know how you do that on purpose.
No, it hit the side of his hip.
It's 2-0 count to Jorge Lima.
Venezuela now with 19 home runs in the tournament so far.
New Zealand have 20. Lima pounds this down the left field line, but foul.
Trying to tie that 20 record real quick.
Two-one count to the Venezuelan second baseman. Still a buzz in the park after that Flores home run. Just assaulting the inside pitch from Tony Mancha. Lima leaves it up out of the zone. 3-1 is the count. DP Luigi Pinto is on deck. 3-4-5 in this Venezuelan lineup. So dangerous. Drop ball inner half, so Lima now faces a full count. That draws Mullins back across the plate inside for a 2-out walk to Jorge Lima. First walk issued by Tony Mancha. That is going to bring Denny Brucker to the mound, and no messing around. He's made the call to the bullpen. So Tony Mancha will leave after just 2/3 of an inning. Jeremy Manley will come on to pitch for the United States. This pitching change brought to you by Ballpark Broadcasting.
Now pitching for the United States, number 45, Jeremy Manley.
So with 2 runs in, Denny Bruckert goes to Jeremy Manley, Joe.
Manley with a record of 1 win, no losses, 3 appearances so far, giving up 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. Very limited time on the mound, but now he's going to be called upon to shut the door against this tough-hitting Venezuelan team.
He was pulled after 5 strong against Team Australia. He gave up 1 run on 2 hits. I thought he was dominant in that game.
And right off the hop, Dwayne Weiler is warming up in the USA bullpen again.
Rise ball is up and out for Pinto. They're checking down to first base, but Peter Kluzinski not paying attention. He was watching the runner. And the first base coach from Team Venezuela is saying, hey, we're at the World Championships, guys. Drop ball good for a strike. Kluzinski was watching the runner in case Lima got a jump. Kaiaruna checked down with him. Luigi Pinto's the DP. 2 runs in on a Rafael Flores home run. Change up from Manley has Pinto out in front.
Great pitch, great call there by catcher Nick Mullins.
Manley's been battling an ankle injury he suffered back at the Bob Law Memorial Challenge warm-up tournament in Vancouver. We'll keep an eye on him. He goes up with a rise ball, fouled away.
Pinto loves that ball up in the shoulders. This whole Venezuelan team loves that rise ball.
Manley has not pitched since the 12-2 win over the Dominican Republic 3 days ago. He should have lots in the tank.
He was warming up yesterday in that South Africa game, yesterday too. Throwing a lot on the sides, but it's a different story when you take the diamond.
Out and low, another full count, so the runner will be on the move with 2 down.
First batter is going to be very important to the confidence of Jeremy Manley.
Got him on the changeup, so Jeremy Manley comes in, gets out of the jam, not before Rafael Flores put a dent in a Mizuno softball and in the protective mesh in left field. 2-1 Venezuela after 1.
For Team Venezuela in the bottom of the first, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. This event would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, including our premier sponsor, Pepsi. Pepsi, the Yukon's choice. And the 2017 WBSC Men's World Championship is funded in part by Government of Yukon. And also please join us in thanking our volunteer sponsor, Air North Yukon's Airline. They offer daily flights to Vancouver as well as regular flights to Calgary, Edmonton, Kelowna, Ottawa, and Yellowknife. Visit flyairnorth.com to book all your travel.
You going up? Oh, you're going there? No, thank you. Too hot. But thank you. Next time.
Leading off the inning for the United States is the catcher, number 7, Nick Mullins.
So it's Nick Mullins to get things going here for Team USA. Caught 5 of the 7 round robin games. Hitting just 1 for 9, Joe.
Mullins was 0 for 2 yesterday in that game against South Africa with a walk. Very patient at the plate, though. Has a great eye, obviously, at being in that catcher position.
He's taken 4 walks this week, just 3 strikeouts. Another rise ball up and away from Uchero, and he's fallen behind 2-0. It's Mullins followed by Chris Heinlein, then back to the top of the order for Bryce Kay for the Americans in the top of the second. That's going to be out of the zone. 3-0. Americans had the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the first inning. They were only able to bring in 1 run.
Squandered a golden opportunity there.
They may be thinking about that one for a long time, depending on how this game plays out. Drop ball inside. Mullins could not pull the trigger, and Uchero's worked himself back full.
The United States have to find a reply to those 2 runs put on the board by Venezuela in the bottom of the first.
And Mullins is rung up on a drop ball. 1 down.
Again, caught looking. Got to be very aggressive with 2 strikes.
Time is called as a ball had come on the field down from the Venezuelan bullpen. Heinlein not known for his offensive prowess, more of a defensive member of this American team. Got the corners thinking about a bunt on the first pitch. He's just had 7 at-bats here in the World Championship.
Good movement by Zambrano on that right side of the infield, and Lima.
Heinlein check swing, much to the delight of the American bench. He's getting lots of encouragement from the guys in white in the first base dugout. Uchero drop ball is inside. He's not hitting his spots, Joe.
Well, and he's getting behind the counts and forcing him to work now with the catcher, Rafael Flores, too many times coming from behind.
4-pitch walk to the 9 batter, Chris Heinlein. So Heinlein brings some speed to the base paths. And Bryce Kay will be the batter. He went down looking to lead off the game. Check down Flores. Safe.
Good play by Lima to come in the back door there. Try and catch Heinlein sleeping a bit.
You might have seen John Zambrano make the hand motion to the ears like, check that one in New York. Unfortunately, you can't ask for the replay here at the Men's World Championship. You've got to be aware of Rafael Flores. Can throw you out from anywhere. Check swing, and Kayaruna is not going to check down at first base. He refused.
Don't agree with that, but
2 balls, no strikes on Bryce Kay. Heinlein is at first with a 1-out walk. Shows bunt, called strike. And Bryce Kay goes for a walk thinking that pitch was inside. So Tony Kayaruna is an equal opportunity offender in the eyes of both teams. Drop ball outer half. And a nice pitch from Uchero. He's got Kay looking up, down, in and out, and that's the veteran Rafael Flores in behind the plate for Team Venezuela.
Bryce Kay has to be very aggressive here now with 2 strikes.
Goes after the rise ball, fouls it back. Derek Zekman, who had a double in the first, is on deck for the Americans. And if Kay can stay out of a double play, Zekman will get a chance.
Kay has good wheels going down that line. Real speedy outfielder.
Flores slowly walks the ball back out to Uchero. slowing the game down. Maybe trying to lull Heinlein into a sense of security over at first base. Fouled away, a drop ball that Flores wanted outside that came back across the middle. Kay put a good swing on it, but couldn't keep it within the white lines. Lucero taking his time. This one is chopped to third base. Paez, the throw takes Lima off the bag. And I'm going to say that's the right call by Galip Sonmez of Germany at second base, as Lima could not keep his foot in contact with second base. We'll call that a fielder's choice for Kay, moving Heinlein to second.
Real tough call there, just a bang-bang play, but Sonmez felt that the foot was pulled off the bag of Lima.
So they could call it a fielder's choice. They could call it a throwing error on Paez. We'll wait for the official score.
Well, the fielder's choice will go to the batter, Bryce Kay. The error will go on the run down to second base.
So Zekman comes in, runners on first and second. The Americans threatening again. Zekman, a ground ball to Lima at second, turns to Chirinos for one. And that will be all. Runners on the corners now for Eric Ochoa.
Now batting the left fielder, number 8, Eric Ochoa.
So they're scoring the previous play that Kay reached on a fielder's choice, which advanced Heinlein to second. Haven't seen a throwing error credited to Paez, so he gets away with that. Either way, it's first and third for Eric Ochoa. And we've got a pinch runner coming in at second base for Zekman. It's Marcus Tan running at first, so he will step into the DP role temporarily. So Team Venezuela will get together on the mound to see what they're going to do with Marcus Tan. You don't see a whole lot of guys trying to run against Rafael Flores, Joe.
No, you will not. They will not venture out that far even. 1 or 2 steps off that bag, and he'll be whistling a throw down that arm. United States had the bases loaded in the first inning. Runners on first and third here in the second.
First pitch, drop ball low to Ochoa. In fact, nobody has tried to steal on Rafael Flores here in this tournament. Fouled straight back.
Good turn of the wrist there by Ochoa. Just missed it.
Runners on the corners, 2 down. The Americans trailing by 1. Bounced in the dirt. Great job by Flores to get in front of that ball.
Great block there by Flores. Squared himself up to the pitcher and blocked it up in the upper part of his chest.
Drop ball outer half. Perfect spot by Uchero. 2-2 count. Chopper out to the mound. Uchiro reaches down and he fumbles it. An error on the pitcher that allows Heinlein to come in from third base on what looked to be a routine play, Joe.
Uchiro just took his eye off that ball. Thought he had an easy play. There's a slow roller going down the line there. Uchiro again lifted his head as he approached the ball. Great wheels going down that line by Ochoa to run that out, and we have a tie ball game with Heinlein crossing the plate.
Moves Marcus Tan up to second base. Ochoa's at first, reaches on an error, no RBI. And Tyler Dudley takes the next pitch, deep and gone. A 3-run home run for Tyler Dudley, 5-2 USA.
That's coming through with a big clutch hit there. Big power hit by Dudley going the other way.
Those will be 3 unearned runs, even though it was the error by Uchiro that kept this inning alive. What a turn of events here in this single life game. Tyler Dudley with his 3rd home run of the tournament, 11 RBIs now, and the United States lead by 3. First pitch to Castillo is fouled straight back.
United States had to come through on that situation. They left the bases loaded in the first inning. Good clutch hitting there by Dudley, driving in the 3 runs.
And as we go forward in this game, that could very well be the turning point for Team Venezuela. Now a 3-run lead for Jeremy Manley.
The 13th home run for the Team United States now in the tournament.
Out of the zone. Two 2-1 count on Castillo, the third baseman. Drop ball is in off the plate. And a 3-1 count. Flores takes his time, throwing the ball back to Uchiro, whose leash is likely to be quite short at the moment.
You would think so. Do not see anyone warming up. Obviously, they were up in the first inning, so won't take long.
That's a strike on Castillo. Joe, if you'll remember, it was Tyler Dudley who made an error last night that led to the 3-run home run for South Africa. So certainly redeeming himself in a much bigger situation here this afternoon.
Exactly. Good chance to redeem yourself there.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, down goes Castillo. But the damage is done. 4 runs in the top of the second, and Team USA with a 5-2 lead as we move to the bottom of the second inning.
In the top of the second inning for the United States, 4 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and none left on base. Please join us in thanking our official suppliers: Air North, Molson Coors, Home Hardware, Whitehorse Motors, Super Safe Fence Rentals, Patrick Robert's Production, The Rush 96.1 FM, and Standard Bus Yukon. And also join us in thanking our community sponsors: the City of Whitehorse, Micmac Toyota, North 60 Petro, Pizza Hut, and Total Track Yukon.
Seven, 8, 9 due up for Team Venezuela in the bottom of the second. Carlos Carreño, John Zambrano, and Arturo Acacio.
Carino 8 for 18 with 4 doubles and 7 RBI so far.
First pitch is off the plate. Ball one from Jeremy Manley, who took over for Tony Mancha after just 5 batters in the first. Ball two, says Tony Kairuna. Manley trying to figure out where it was. I don't know that he got much of a response. Carreño thought about bunting, takes the drop ball for strike one. Changeup has him out in front, and Manley's worked it back even.
Manley now has a 3-run cushion to work with.
Well, we'll expect him to start attacking these hitters now, Joe. Looking to get outs and keep guys off the base paths. Chopper to third base. Castillo comes up with it across the diamond. The throw takes Palazzo off the bag, but alertly he gets the tag on Carreño, so 5-3 the hard way, one away.
Good play by Palazzo to get that tag on that runner. Carreño going down that line. Little errant throw there by Castillo. Smart play by Palazzo.
So that'll bring up Big John Zambrano, the first baseman for Team Venezuela. He's out in front of a changeup, strike one. Zambrano comes in hitting .462. He's 6 for 13.
He loves hitting out of that 8-hole.
No home runs for Zambrano, but 3 RBI. Check swing, foul ball. And again, Manley ahead on the hitter, 0-2. Waste pitch high. Zambrano just looks at it. Zambrano only 2 strikeouts in the tournament. He's drawn 1 walk. Changeup is lifted out over the infield. A 1-hopper to Bryce Kay in center field. And Venezuela are back on the base paths.
Man, they got a little bit too much of that plate. Zambrano taking out to center field.
Number 9 batter, Ocasio, who is 6 for 8.
Not bad. And extra base hits are his game. Double, triple, and home run.
First pitch strike on Ocasio. Erwins Corrales is on deck. He led off the bottom of the first with a single. Fouled hard down the left side, and again, Manley working ahead in the count.
He's got to stay ahead. Just cannot allow yourself to get behind the count, giving that pitch to these strong Venezuela hitters.
Back in 2013, Manley, then pitching for New Zealand, beat Venezuela in the gold medal final. So he's got a history of success. As Ocasio chases a drop ball outside, 3-pitch strikeout for Jeremy Manley.
Great pitch there. Great call by Mullins again.
Right now, Manley looking or making Denny Bruckert look like a genius. Of course, the home run by Tyler Dudley doesn't hurt either.
That helps.
First pitch, rise ball, fouled straight back towards the concessions area.
Venezuela are eager to get on that first pitch. If that pitch is coming down the middle of the tube, they're on it. They're not gauging anything.
And that's what Manly should be doing, is attacking the hitters. He's got a 3-run lead right now. Corrales, a little bit jumpy and chases the drop ball.
Manley took a little bit off that pitch and adjusted his speed, just to throw off the timing of Corrales.
And again, Corrales chases drop ball outside, where Manly is living since entering this game. 4 batters faced, 2 strikeouts, and after 2 complete, the United States lead Team Venezuela 5-2.
For Venezuela in the bottom of the second, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Rush 96.1 FM is the official radio station of the 2017 championship. Tune in for all the latest championship coverage or listen online at tkrw.com. Molson Coors is an official supplier of the 2017 World Championship and proud supporter of Yukon softball community. Home Hardware welcomes all participants to Whitehorse. As an official supplier of the 2017 WBSC Men's World Championship, they offer Whitehorse's only covered lumber yard. Leading off the inning for the U.S., the first baseman, number 4, Matt Palazzo.
So Matt Palazzo will lead off for the U.S. Struck out back in the first. It's 6-7-8, Palazzo, Ratliff, Mullins. Lucero back out for his 3rd inning of work as Palazzo chases a drop ball away. Chopper, that is rolling towards first base. And Flores again with a little bit of the flair throws it behind his back onto Zambrano. You know, this game needs guys like Rafael Flores, Joe.
Yes, he's a great performer. A big crowd here today, putting on a good show.
Oh, 2. Just missing. Flores knows Palazzo inside out, so that's why he's got such a good approach here. Off speed inside. That is not where Flores wanted the pitch from Lucero. Count even at 2-2. Matt Palazzo leads off the top of the 3rd for Team USA, who got a big 3-run home run by Tyler Dudley back in the 2nd to open up this lead. They're going to check down at 3rd base. No, says Mark Porteous of New Zealand. And the count is full on the American first baseman.
Need to be very aggressive, as we stated.
Foul ball, we're going to do it again.
Good little battle here now showing between Palazzo and Uchero. United States would love to add to those 5 runs put on the board.
Check swing, Palazzo. This time he goes. He's rung up by Mark Porteous at first base. He tried to sell the walk, but it was obvious that he chased. So 1 away for Matt Ratliff.
4 strikeout today for Uchero.
Drop ball low. Ratliff chopped one back to Uchero's last at bat. Long swing there, fouling the ball back. But I guess when you got arms as long as Matt Ratliff, most of your swings are going to be long. That guy could scratch his toe without bending over.
He's got the height of a basketball player.
2-1 count to the United States right fielder. That one's low, 3-1. Both these teams, Joe, staying at our hotel, the Days Inn here in Whitehorse. So some bragging rights for the Days Inn Cup right now.
One might be leaving, one might be staying.
Somebody's checking out of the Days Inn. Ratliff fouls off what would have been ball 4, and he got that very late. Three and 2 the count on Matt Ratliff. Flores wanted that outside. He got it outside, but it was low, ball 4. The 4th walk issued by Carlos Uchero in this game.
He's throwing a lot of pitches in 3 innings.
All quiet in the Venezuelan bullpen right now. That's going to get past Flores. We're going to have to charge him with a pass ball. And Ratliff moves down to second with 1 away. Chance for Mullins now. The U.S. have had runners in scoring position in every inning. They've scored in every inning. 1 in the first, 4 in the second. Drop ball inside and low. 2-0 counts. Chris Heinlein is on deck. Mullins went down looking in his first plate appearance. He looks at strike 1. Big crowd on hand, as there will be all day. We're expecting 3 nail biters. This one between the U.S. and Venezuela. Canada and Japan coming up next. And finish it off with the battle between Australia and New Zealand. Joe, if you're a fast pitch fan, this is the kind of day that you wait all year or maybe a couple of years for.
This might be the one you book an airplane ride and come on up to right now.
A lot of people have. Mullins with a single back up the middle. Ratliff got a bad jump off second. They're going to send him, and he's safe as the ball skips past Flores. The United States catch a big break right there because Ratliff would have been DOA.
Exactly. Tough bounce there, but Flores didn't move off the plate to go get that ball. Ball took a little bit of a funny bounce, too, I believe.
Skipped on him right before it got there. And we've got a mound visit from Luis Russo as he comes out to speak to his pitcher, and he's looking towards the bullpen. We're going to have a pitching change for Team Venezuela. It is going to be the lefty, Eder Pineda, coming on. This pitching change brought to you by Ballpark Broadcasting. We will be right back.
Pitching for Venezuela, number 24, Eder Pineda.
So Carlos Uchero pitches 2 1/3, giving up 6 runs to Team USA. That'll spell the end of his night. 4 hits and 2 errors behind him. Well, 1 by him and 1 behind him. So we don't see Eric Urbanea in this spot. We see Eder Pineda, rather. Chris Heinlein, the batter for the U.S.
Well, it's important for Venezuela to shut the door here now.
Pineda's only other appearance in this tournament was a 7-inning appearance against Team Botswana, in which he struck out 12, giving up 4 hits and an earned run. Heinlein flares this into right. This is going to be trouble, and it falls in for a single. Right into no man's land. Corrales and Ocasio both got there a split second too late.
Well, Corrales ran a long way for that ball. I really thought Ocasio's ball all the way.
Well, Joe, you got to think it's the number 9 batter. Those guys were playing awfully deep there. And now it's first and third, still 1 out, and we're back to the top of the order. Bryce Kay with his 3rd at-bat in just the 3rd inning. And you've got to wonder if Eric Urbanea is not available today.
You wonder, yeah, just not feeling well. We don't know all the circumstances, but.
So Flores calls time to get rid of the sunglasses, anything to stall things here right now. And, of course, Venezuela without their ace, Ramon Jones, who could not make the trip. And is it starting to show here against the Americans? I say yes.
Yes, the depth of that bullpen will hurt them.
Kay is 0 for 2 as he chases a rise ball for strike 1. 2-0, he was hacking away.
Nice level swing there by Kay. Elbows were up. Wrist came through.
Chases the same pitch, and it's 2-2. We'll see if they go right back up there.
Or climb the ladder.
Go even further, says Joe Todd. Let's see what Rafael Flores thinks. They do. Kay will chop this to short. Easy play for Chirinos as he takes the lazy pop-up for out number 2. So instead of re-entering Derek Zekman, it'll be Marcus Tan who remains in the game. This will be his first at-bat. Zekman doubled and reached on a fielder's choice. And as we saw yesterday, Joe, some sun showers now in Whitehorse.
Wait 5 minutes, it'll change. Marcus Tan, 4 for 9 in the tournament.
Chopper to short. Chirinos has to charge it. Tan with good speed. And a nice play by Yeter Chirinos to get Venezuela out of the inning. But USA have scored in all 3 innings. They take a 6-2 lead to the bottom of the 3rd.
WBSC Men's World Championship. Yukon's #1 fence rental and propane supplier, Super Save provides for all your special event needs. Standard Bus Yukon is the official transportation provider of the championship. From industrial to employee transportation or corporate travel to athletics, using Standard's charter fleet services guaranteed safe and reliable group travel. And Whitehorse Motors and Budget Car and Truck Rental are the official vehicle supplier of the championship. Visit www.budget.com for the best deals on car, truck, and SUV rentals. Open 7 days a week with airport and in-town locations.
Chris Abbott and Joe Todd here with you on Sports Canada TV in partnership with Ballpark Broadcasting to bring you the 2017 World Men's Softball Championship from Whitehorse in the Yukon Territory, northwestern Canada. Beautiful scenery, Joe. Our viewers have been able to see here all week, and we've been lucky enough to experience it.
A great part of Canada. If you never visited, come on up.
It's my first time here, and you know, I probably never would have had reason to visit if not for the tournament, but it's certainly a place that I would come back to in a heartbeat. Iran Paez will lead things off. 2-3-4 due up for Venezuela, who are looking to answer back before this game gets too far away from them.
They have to find a reply.
You know, Joe, Nick Mullins and Rafael Flores play on the same club team in the United States, and Mullins has learned from one of the best. Chopper off the glove of Manley. That's going to be an infield single.
A great attempt there by Manley, but maybe one of those ones that he would have been better off leaving alone. Tyler Dudley might have had the range to pick that up for the shortstop Heinlein coming across the diamond.
Just reaction from Manley on the mound. Just to finish my thought there, Mullins and Flores play together in the summer outside of their international duties. And they learn from each other, and you can see that by the way they move around behind the plate. Both guys very active in setting up targets for their pitchers.
And both great leaders behind the plate, too.
Chirinos went down swinging his first time up. That was against Tony Mancha. Good zip on that drop ball from Manley. He's ahead in the count 0-2. Paez with a leadoff infield single is the runner at first for Venezuela. Rafael Flores on deck. He homered last time up. Chirinos, very vocal in the field, both at the plate and defensively, as he let Tony Kaiaruna know that that pitch was not a strike and that also he would not be swinging at it. Change up. Chirinos kept the hands back just long enough.
Good pitch there by Manley, just to throw off the timing of the hard swinging Chirinos. Would you come back with another one?
I don't think I'm throwing him change-ups. Hard drop ball right down the plate, and that's a strikeout looking for Chirinos. And that's a great pitch from Jeremy Manley as he just snapped the glove of Nick Mullins.
4th strikeout for Manley since he come in the game.
So now you've got the big bopper and Rafael Flores. Can expect Manley to be very careful here in his approach. Expect a lot of that down and away, and maybe even caught more of the plate than he wanted to on that first pitch. But I'd expect plenty of down and away to Flores, because if he gets a chance to turn on the ball, you'll never see it again.
You got to keep that ball down and let your infield help you out.
And I don't know that I'm throwing any change-ups in this at-bat, Joe.
No, not at all.
Everything away, everything out in the left-handed batter's box.
And down.
And he gets him to pop it up. Dudley ranging back into the outfield about 22 feet, and he makes the catch. A huge out for Team USA.
Good backpedaling there by Tyler Dudley going back out into right field. There's no way Matt Ratliff was going to be there. Matt was playing Flores fairly deep.
I got to tell you, Tyler Dudley is having one heck of a ball tournament on both sides of the field.
Tyler, a big addition to this program. His first year making the national team.
Brings up Jorge Lima. Ball one. Lima walked his first time up. He was the final batter that Tony Mancha saw in this game. Mancha faced just 5 hitters, giving up a single, a walk, and a home run. Drop ball outside. 1-1. Lima turns on this pitch. Will it stay fair? It will not. A foul ball and a heck of an effort from Eric Ochoa.
Manley got away with one now, so have to be careful to make sure he does not duplicate that pitch.
Lima brings a lot of power in the number 5 spot. Can hit the ball all over the field. Uran Paez on first with the leadoff single. The next 2 batters in Chirinos and Flores were retired. Now Nick Mullins is going to talk this one over rather than flash some signs. Matt Palazzo comes in with his 2 cents. And that's what a captain does out there on the infield. Off speed, popped up. Mullins looking for it behind the plate. And Lima is retired. No runs on 1 hit. After 3 complete, the United States lead Venezuela 6-2.
For Venezuela in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Don't forget to get your souvenirs at the official souvenir booth located in building number 2 just off the grass picnic area. Lots of merchandise there, hats, sweaters, t-shirts, and duffel bags. And if you're looking to get a parking spot at the park and you can't do it, there's a free shuttle from several different hotels downtown to the Pepsi Softball Center. For locations and shuttle schedule, check out 2017 mensworldsoftball.com under visitors. And on your way home, let us be your designated driver. Grab the free shuttle from one of several locations. For info, again, visit 2017 mensworldsoftball.com. Leading off the inning for the United
Meat of the order for Team USA and Eric Ochoa, Tyler Dudley, and Kevin Castillo. And it was Ochoa's last at-bat that really changed the complexion of this game, Joe.
Exactly. That error made by the starting pitcher, Uchera, set up that whole inning. And that crucial error with 2 out.
Next batter, Tyler Dudley, took a first pitch drop ball over the right center field fence, and that's where the spread comes from in this game. The United States added 1 in the 3rd as we're playing the 4th here. And it is 6-2 for the Americans, who were considered the underdogs coming into this game.
In essence, we had talked about that. Venezuela really only had the loss on paper. United States having a couple losses throughout the tournament, but Venezuela will be looking back possibly later on.
Change up from Pineda. He gets no call. Flores is not happy. Snaps the ball back to his pitcher. Ochoa inside out to Chirinos, 1 away.
Now coming to the plate, the second baseman, number 2, Tyler Dudley.
So Dudley has doubled and homered in this game and has driven in 4 of the American runs. Joey's already been our ballpark broadcasting player of the game a couple of times this week, and he's the early front runner as we hit the halfway point of this game. He'll take that drop ball in the inner half for a strike.
A quick recap of the first 3 innings. Venezuela, 2 runs on 4 hits. USA, 6 runs on 3 hits.
Walks and errors have cost Team Venezuela. Change up, Dudley out in front, strike 2. Dudley chops one to short. Chirinos way in the hole. Great play.
Good upper body strike there by Chirinos. Pick that ball up deep in the hole, then plant his feet and fire a bullet over to John Zambrano at first base.
That is a tough play to make. He's almost in left field making that throw, and he makes it look routine, Joe.
Yeah.
Kevin Castillo comes in with a walk and a strikeout. This will be his first look at Eder Pineda. Pineda came on in relief last inning. And he's got a 1-1 count on the U.S. third baseman. Fouled back. Still some drizzle here in Whitehorse. Not enough moisture to really make a difference. Maybe just cool the players down a little bit. Fans don't seem to mind either.
No.
That one's up for ball 2. 2-2 count, 2 down. Venezuela looking to get their first clean inning of this game. The United States have scored in each of the first 3 innings. Castillo not even going to wait to get rung up. He knows he went. 3 up, 3 down for Eder Pineda in the top of the 4th inning. Venezuela will send to the plate Luigi Pinto, Carlos Carreño, and John Zambrano in the bottom of the 4th.
For Team USA in the top of the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. If you're posting photos from the ballpark to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, use the hashtag WBSC Men's 2017, and let's share them. Just a reminder, the 2017 Men's World Softball Championship is powered in part by volunteers. A big thank you to the record number who signed up to help host this event. When you see one in the red volunteer vest, please give them a smile.
Jeremy Manley back out on the mound, bottom of the 4th inning for Team USA.
Venezuela, the designated player, number 8, Luigi Pinto.
Pinto will lead things off. The designated player, he struck out back in the 1st.
Pinto 10 for 20 with 2 home runs, 9 RBIs.
A lot of the offense for Venezuela put up in the 35-0 win over Turkey in their first game. Yes, that's right, 35-0. Turkey were eliminated by Hong Kong this morning, but quite a feel-good story for them. They managed to get their first few hits, first run. They turned a couple of double plays. So all in all, I'm going to say it was a successful first go at the World Championships.
Well, you take away something from every game, you learn from it.
Manley with pinpoint accuracy since entering this game. Sometimes you don't know which Jeremy Manley you're going to get. He can be one of the best in the world when he's on. And for the United States right now, they're thankful.
Manley's faced 10 batters so far and just given up 2 singles. 4 strikeouts.
Pinto takes the change up to short. Heinlein. Nice play coming across to his left. First batter is retired in the 4th.
Great arm by Heinlein firing that ball. Good transfer of the hands there by Heinlein going down to get that ball. Nice smooth transfer.
Carreño hit a soft ground ball to Kevin Castillo his first time around. Chases a rise ball, strike 1. Off the plate from Manley, 1-1 is the count. Fans continue to filter into the Pepsi Center here in Whitehorse. Team Canada and Team Japan due up in 70 minutes. Carreño skies it. Does it have enough? Kay is going back. It's gone.
A big hit by Carreño. Got that ball up into the jet stream. We weren't sure if it was going to go out, but the strong upper body by Carreño driven that ball over that 260 fence.
Oftentimes when they go that high, they're not hit as hard, but it had enough and fell down at about 280 feet, Carlos Carreño. And now the lead is cut in half. So one away as Carreño hits the home run, brings up John Zambrano. Out in front of a changeup for a strike.
Good pitch by Manley. Start Zambrano off with that changeup.
Right on the block for strike two. Zambrano thinks it might have been a bit high.
Might not want to do that anymore to Tony Kairuna.
And Manley hits Zambrano. And he got a big piece of him at that. So Zambrano will walk down to first. Might see a pinch runner as well as the medical staff quickly out to take a look at the first baseman. Zambrano walks it off. And we do have a pinch runner.
Carlos Ojeda
takes over at first base as Zambrano walks past Manley on the way back. They exchange a couple of words. Don't read lips. So 1-on-1 out for Arturo Acacio.
Now batting for Venezuela, the right fielder, number 13, Arturo Acacio.
He struck out back in the second inning. Tries to lay a bunt. We'll keep an eye on Ojeda on first base as Venezuela look to get back to the top of the order. Maybe start chipping away a little more at this lead.
You do not want to open the door for this strong hitting Venezuela team.
Now we've got time called as the American trainer is coming out to the mound. We told you that Manley was battling an ankle injury. This could also be, and I don't want to project, but you're only allowed so many defensive conferences, but always possible for the coach to send a message out with the trainer. Not saying that they would be crafty enough to pull something like that off.
But put that in your hip pocket.
But I didn't see any injury for Manley.
No.
He's ahead 0-2 on Acacio. Corrales is on deck. Ojeda at first. "12 seconds on the pitch clock. Hasn't really been an issue. The pitchers have all worked within that restraint. Foul tip. Mullins hangs on. Acacio goes down on strikes for the second time. And that will bring Herwins Corrales to the plate.
Great squeeze by Mullins behind that dish.
Corrales singled in the first, struck out in the second. And the single was off Mancha, the strikeout versus Manley. Changeup is outside for a ball. If you're Venezuela, you may think about running here. Worst case scenario, you're starting the next inning with your leadoff hitter at the plate.
I think it's on. I see the
foul back Corrales.
Especially now with 2 strikes for sure. Or is it just 1-1? Oh, just 1-1, sorry.
It's all right, Joe. It's hard to keep track of the count sometimes. In the dirt, nice scoop by Mullins to keep Ojeda at first.
Good range back there, good bounce to get up and out.
Mullins plays shortstop as well. An odd combination of shortstop and catcher. Came in handy that time.
Shows the depth of the lineup here.
Corrales out in front on the changeup, and Ojeda doesn't seem to be on the move over there.
Good change of speeds that time by Manley.
We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Manley looking to get his team back into the dugout with a 3-run lead. Corrales trying to keep things moving for Venezuela as they work on a comeback. And Corrales drills one. What a play by Tyler Dudley, who continues an MVP-like tournament at second base for Team USA.
Great grab by Dudley to reach out and stretch out and pull that ball in for the 3rd out of the inning.
What a play. That's one of those game savers right there from Tyler Dudley. We'll go to the 5th inning. It'll be Palazzo, Ratliff, and Mullins for the Americans.
Posted at WBSC Men's 2017. And again, we'd like to thank Mizuno for their support of the World Baseball Softball Confederation. Mizuno is an official supplier of the WBSC and the Men's World Championship.
Eder Pineda back out for his 3rd inning of work on the mound. He's been good since coming into the game, Joe. In fact, he hasn't given up a hit.
Didn't Chris Heinlein get that hit?
I got a walk on Heinlein. I could be wrong. That was a hit, was it?
I believe so.
Okay. Okay, he's given up 1 hit.
Yeah, good clean after that, though.
So Matt Palazzo steps in. 2 strikeouts on his line today. Flores holding it there to give Tony Cairuna a good look, then asking him a question. 3-0 is the count on Palazzo. And strike 1, and Flores hunches over saying, I know that wasn't a strike. So thanks for giving it back to me, I guess. That's ball 4 on Palazzo. He draws a leadoff walk. Joe, it is so tough to call balls and strikes in there. Easy for us with camera angles and looks from outside the fence. Such a tough job to call balls and strikes in this game.
Exactly. The speed of the pitches, the different variations of pitches that you have to try and track.
That one's in the dirt, ball 1 on Ratliff. John Zambrano, who has re-entered the game, just comes over for a word of encouragement for Pineda.
Venezuela put a run on the board back in the bottom of the 4th. The United States would love to add that secondary run to that total of 6 so far.
We know all about the leadoff walk and how dangerous it can be. Ratliff shows bunts. Palazzo scampering back to first base when he saw Flores coming up ready to unload. Strike two as Ratliff looks back. Don't know what you complain about that, although his knees are pretty high off the ground.
Yeah.
I've seen giraffes with lower joints than Matt Ratliff. He chops it back up the middle. Tough play for Chirinos. It gets past him. Headed for third is Palazzo. That throw hits him in the back. And don't kid yourself, Matt Palazzo, that is smart running. You line yourself up with the glove, you know you're going to take a plunk off the back, and that is what a captain does in that situation.
Good arm by center fielder Erwin Corrales to fire that ball over to Iran Paez. But the speed of Palazzo going down from first to third. A big addition here. A big chance for the United States to put more runs on the board.
Nick Mullins already with an RBI on the day. Comes in with runners at second and third. And it's Pineda's game right now, although they are stirring in the Venezuelan bullpen. Mullins just missed. High pop-up. Zambrano goes for a look, but it's off the top of the U.S. dugout. In the dirt, 2-1. Nobody out yet for the U.S. here in the top of the fifth inning. Chance to break this wide open. Change up, and it's low.
Great eye by Mullins. Very patient.
In the dirt, ball four. Base is loaded, nobody out, and it looks like, I thought we might have a pinch hitter for a second. They are going to let Heinlein hit. And Luis Russo makes his way back to the mound.
He's already called a signal.
We saw this last night, Joe. Why not bring another pitcher in with the bases loaded and nobody out? A tough situation to walk into. It's going to be Maker Pimentel coming in. This pitching change is brought to you by Ballpark Broadcasting.
Now pitching for Venezuela, number 34, Maker Pimentel.
Maker Pimentel comes into the game, and we can only then make the conclusion, Joe, that Eric Urbanea unavailable for Team Venezuela today.
You would think so now. This is the third pitching change by Venezuela. Urbanea, one of the leaders on this team, And crafty from that left-hand side, too.
So Heinlein comes in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Pimentel's first pitch is high and away. This is just his third appearance in the tournament, pitching 3 innings against Denmark, 4 against Great Britain. Pimentel just 19 years old. Drop ball inner half on Heinlein, 1-1. So they're throwing the youngster into the fire right now. See if he can survive. It's a nice pitch. A high drop ball for strike 2.
USA scored 1 run in the first inning, but left the bases loaded. They cannot walk away from these opportunities.
Heinlein lifts it high and deep. Acasio's back, and he can't make the catch. 1 run is in. A second run is around to score. And it's a 2 RBI double for Chris Heinlein.
Big power hit by Heinlein going that other way. Had Acasio kind of making circles in that right field fence. Unable to track it down, giving Chris Heinlein that double with 2 RBIs.
And still nobody out, back to the top of the order. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Bryce Kay. It's going to be Michigan native Jeff Novacek.
Now at the plate for the United States, number 1, Jeff Novacek.
Novacek is 3 for 5 here in the tournament. Takes a drop ball in the inner half, strike 1. United States now leading 8-3. Winner of this game plays the loser of Australia-New Zealand, so it doesn't get any easier from here on out. In fact, gets incrementally more difficult.
By no means do USA want to walk away from these runs sitting in scoring position.
Novacek singles up the middle. That brings home 1. Throw from center field is offline. Sliding in safe is Heinlein. And it's now 10-3.
Big clutch hit coming off the bench for USA. Very tough to come off the bench when you haven't seen any throwing all day. Novacek doing a great job.
Still nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Re-entering the game is Bryce Kay. He will run at second.
Novacek did his job.
He certainly did.
Now at the plate for Team USA, left fielder number 21, Marcus Tan.
The national team rookie with a 2 RBI single. Brings it around to the designated player, Marcus Tan. Tough situation to come into if you're Mike or Pimentel. Ball 2, low. And now the Americans are in run-ahead rule territory.
Exactly, yes. They'd love to add to that, though.
Well, there's nobody out and a runner on second. A very good chance. Marcus Tan slaps this into center field. Corrales will come up with it. Tagging is Kay. He'll advance to third. Now the ball skips away. Kay to the plate. He is safe.
Great base running. Great aggressive base running by Bryce Kay.
Flores was called for blocking the plate, so he would have been safe anyhow. But the ball squirts away. 11-3. Tan retired on the fly out to center field. Just the first out, so Eric Ochoa now comes up with the bases loaded. Excuse me, bases empty. Trying to keep track of all the runs here. We did not see this coming, Joe, when we came to the park this morning.
5 big runs put on the board here in the top of the 5th inning on 3 hits. 2 walks in there.
Hard hit Ochoa. Past Chirinos at short. He rounds big time at first. Look out. Has to dive back in. A 1-out single for Eric Ochoa, and Tyler Dudley will be the 8th hitter of the inning for Team USA. You think back to that play Dudley made to end the bottom of the 4th, Joe, catching an absolute rocket off the bat of Herwins Corrales.
Big clutch defensive play.
That one went to the screen. Ochoa stayed at first base as it bounced right back to Flores. The Americans with 11 runs on 9 hits, 3 Venezuelan errors.
Five walks mixed in with those errors.
Fouled off by Dudley. 1-2 is the count. So Venezuela are in a situation where their first loss on the field could be the one that knocks them out of contention. High ball 2. Dudley is locked in. Dudley chases down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning.
Great pitch location there by Pimentel, catching that outside corner of the plate.
Kevin Castillo is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He walked back in the 1st inning. Hard ground ball to second. Lima with the glove toss to Chirinos. A little bit of flair, but they're going to need more than that as they are down 11-3. They need to score 2 runs to keep this game going. The United States send 9 batters to the plate in the 5th inning and tack on 5 runs. They look to advance after the bottom. Jeremy Manley on the mound in the bottom of the 5th inning. The math is simple. Team Venezuela need 2 runs to continue, Joe. They are in the right part of their order to do that.
Iran Paez, Yader Chineros, and Rafael Flores. A very tough part. And then add in Jorge Lima. A real test for Manley.
Paez singled to lead off the 3rd inning. And then Jeremy Manley retired Chirinos on a strikeout and got Flores and Lima to pop up. That is one of the turning points in this game. A game that's had a few, actually. Paez takes high ball 2. So important for Venezuela, you know, you can't hit an 8-run home run. There's only one choice. Well, there's 2 choices. You can pack it in or you can try and keep soldiering on. Paez, a high chopper, nice play, Heinlein, good hands. across the diamond, one away.
Great defensive play by Highline. That ball took a high bounce right up into the eyes of Highline. Picked it up cleanly and fired a bullet over to first base.
So you're saying it went to the eye line of Highline.
Oh, you got a good night's sleep.
Chirinos, first pitch is a drop ball in for a strike. Change up, Chirinos chops it foul, now in a hole 0-2. 45 minutes from now, Team Canada will play Team Japan in a double life game. The loser of that game will play Argentina tomorrow and, of course, lose one of their lives. The winner of the Canada-Japan game plays the winner of the Australia-New Zealand game and guaranteed to finish at least third in the tournament. Chirinos chops it down the line. Mullins hoping it would spin the other way, but it'll be a foul ball. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chirinos would have needed a ladder and stilts to catch up to that one.
Ball way over his head. Great rise ball there by Manley. Great call there by Mullins.
Venezuelans down to their final out. It is their leader and best player, Rafael Flores. Drop ball, strike one. Flores, chopper to third, Castillo across, and it's over. Run-ahead rule victory. Team USA come in and eliminate Team Venezuela. Your winning pitcher is Jeremy Manley. The losing pitcher, Carlos Uchero. An 11-3 final. They will await the loser of the New Zealand-Australia game, and that game will go tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. here on Diamond number 1. Joe, who is the ballpark broadcasting player of the game?
With no doubt, Tyler Dudley, the second baseman from USA. A double, a home run. That home run, a 3-run shot back in the second inning. 2 for 4, a great defensive play in the fourth inning.
That's going to do it for this game and for Team Venezuela. An excellent showing. They finished the tournament with a 6-2 record. They will bow out in a tie for 7th place with Team Botswana. On behalf of Joe Todd and everyone else here with Sports Canada TV and the ballpark broadcasting crew, especially Director Adam Donnelly, Jillian Landrigan, Elliot Goodyear, and Tom Malanchuk on camera, my name is Chris Abbott. Thank you for being with us for this game. We'll be back in about 45 minutes for the start of the game between Team Canada and Team Japan. Lance Wynn and Kyle Smith will have the call on that one. Until then, thank you very much.